All right, what's up everybody? I'm back for another one. Okay, Chef Martin, Taste Munchies, Swedish Archipelago. Couldn't be a better day. All right, so one thing that's my absolute pet peeve. I really hate throwing away food, like perfectly good food. Why throw it away? Because often people just don't know what to do with it. So, we've had a couple meals with potatoes and, these are all the leftover cooked potatoes. So what can you do with cooked leftover potatoes, you ask me? Well, let me answer that question for you. It's potato salad time. Now, I recently figured out something that, kind of upped my potato salad. I'm gonna make a Swedish style. It's creamy, it's not the German vinegary kind of thing, which is also lovely, by the way. But this is more traditional Sweden. So I've got some leeks. Again, these are kind of leftover tips of leeks that I found in the fridge. Once I get rid of this, I feel so good. I feel like, oh man, like I'm using everything, I guess, I don't know. Do you have to be a chef to feel like that? No, because it's food. Somebody grew this, Somebody grew this food. Remember that. So, all right, so we got our potatoes. Now, let me show you. So the trick, and I always used to mess it up because I used to add creme fraiche and like soury things. And it's wrong, it's wrong. It's whipped cream, everybody, always. It was always whipped cream from the beginning. I so stupidly thought that you could lighten it up any other way. So let's just do that. So let's put a little bit of whipped cream in there. Mayonnaise. I make my own sometimes, but hey, Hellmann's, it's pretty good. It's good stuff. All right. Put a little spoon of that in there. Maybe one more. All right. Give that a stir. Whipped cream and mayonnaise. And like I said, whipped cream just doesn't add the acidity. It just makes a creaminess. Now, flavor of Swedish style potato salad actually all comes from the leek and the onion and what that does with the cream. And then all of a sudden it merges with the potato and then it's just magical. So let's chop up some red onions. You ask, does it have to be red onion? Actually, probably shouldn't be red onion because this is gonna discolor everything a little bit. I couldn't find anything else. So let's just go with this. Chop up some red onion. There we go. All right. Down that in there. Okay, our leeks. It's a big boy. This table's a little bit soft. Never mind, Anything we can cook on, anything, we'll just go with it. We're like Rambo, in the forest. We just have to make do with what we got, build our traps from vines and, hope we don't get discovered. Anyway, salt. That's not salt, this is pepper. A little bit of pepper. Salt, I found Himalayan salt, which is kind of cute because my wife's from Nepal. Himalayan salt though, pink salt, I found is extremely salty. So, you're probably gonna hear me say this a lot, but you have to taste. You gotta taste everything all the time because it's analog. It's not, it's gonna be different every time. Here's a little bit of mustard. This is Swedish mustard. So lovely, a little bit sweet. I just love it. And listen, do you have to, have a degree in Brunoise and Julienne and all that shit? Not really. You should have a sharp knife though, because that makes cooking a lot more fun. And when you cut yourself, you'll cut yourself with a nice little slit and not 36 stitches because of your serrated, bread knife you've been cooking with all this time. All right, that's pretty much all of it. But okay, you see this? Quite creamy. You know what? I'm thinking I need to put a little more cream in there because there's quite a lot of potatoes. Now, the beeping, I don't know if you can hear it, but that just means our robotic lawnmower has gotten stuck. So I'm gonna go help him out. All right, I'm back. Talk about, first world problems there. Anyway, here are the potatoes that we've been cooking, and right now in Sweden, it's what we call new potatoes time. It's like these. These are just beautiful. The skin is really, really tender. I want to keep that on. I also had a few of these little darker buddies that were like kind of older potatoes. For these, you can just hinge. Does this have to be pretty? No, not at all. Listen, cooking, some people forget, like there's too many food designers out there. Cooking food is for eating. That's ultimately the goal of cooking. And sure, if something looks great, it kind of tastes good. But I don't always buy it. You can't get it past me. You can get it past a lot of people that look at this pretty, very gorgeous thing I've created, and people taste it and immediately taste good. It's rarely the case. People who spend a lot of time making things look pretty often forget to make it tasty. And if you can do both, my God, you're a Michelin star chef probably. You're a master. So, and you know what? For me, I don't have time. I don't want to mess around. I want to eat. That's why I'm here. I love to eat, man. Again, these seasonal potatoes in Sweden are just, they're insanely good. We used to, as a kid, I used to eat them with just a little bit of butter. My grandma, my mom, we all used to just put a little butter on the table and a little bit of salt. And the first harvest of potatoes, which seems to be the best. And you know what? Potatoes are one of those things that the smaller they are, the better they taste somehow. There are other things that are opposite, like tuna and certain things. You want the bigger the better. White asparagus, for instance, the bigger the better. But with potatoes, I've always found that those little precious ones, I always dig around in the store for the smallest ones if I can find them with new potatoes. So here we go. And again, this needs to marinate a little bit. Overnight, best. We're gonna eat this pretty soon, and you can, no big deal. We're gonna barbecue up some ribs for the most important part. Taste, as usual, more salt. All right, here we go. So to look like a chef, you're supposed to do this. That lets other chefs know that, look at that guy, he knows what he's doing. To cook good food, you have to be connected with the food. You gotta touch it. You gotta, of course, wash your hands before you cook, of course. You're not an animal. To get good food, you gotta touch it. Poke at it a little bit. There we go. Look at that. Last taste here. My good God. That was some grilled meat. Get out of here.